And so I'm going to talk about this more later, but where are the men at? Where are y'all? Okay, white girls, y'all chime into this. I'm not just talking about black men. I mean men. Okay, good old country boys, the white boys with the dirty hands that they got the pants sagging because they fixing, under your sink or changing the oil in your car. Good old dirty white boys is just working hard. Hey everybody. So my question is, where are the men? Okay, and I'm married, okay, but my sister, y'all, is gorgeous. Two beautiful sisters, smart, educated, wants to be married. And the women in my church, our church is full of beautiful Christian saved women. And I'm not just saying beautiful as passing. I mean physically pretty.
Yeah, so right off the bat, she's saying, smart and educated. For the most part, top 3, top 5 things of what men are looking for is not going to be educated woman with a whole bunch of degrees. So that's that. And when it comes to these churches, even for my church specifically, I see a lot of single women with their 2 kids, going to church, doing their thing, and no man in sight.
And smart and educated, well-spoken. They don't have the attitude, I don't need no man. None of that is going on. These women want to be married. And I'm like, where are the men? And so I'm going to talk about this more later, but where are the men at? Where are y'all? Okay, white girls, y'all chime into this. I'm not just talking about black men. I mean men. Okay, good old country boys, the white boys with the dirty hands that they got the pants sagging because they fixing, under your sink or changing the oil in your car. Good old dirty white boys is just working hard at the feed store, working hard. My brothers that are working at McDonald's, Burger King, Brahms.
Wait a minute. A lot of these modern women said that they didn't want to deal with a blue collar guy. They didn't want to deal with a 9-to-5 guy, truck driver, forklift driver, plumber, electrician, right? They didn't want to deal with those kind of guys. Fascinating turn of events when it comes to some of these modern women. Because you guys remember, hey, B. Simone, a few years ago, she was talking about she won't date a 9-to-5 guy. Now, recently, she's on a podcast, boohoo whining and complaining that she now has to shop at H&M, right? Her finances.
Just my finances.
Hey, they're just working hard behind the counter, even some that are professional. My Hispanic brothers, where are y'all at? Are y'all at Home Depot? Are you hanging out at Walmart Supercenter? Where are you? My other sister, we were talking about it, and she goes, well, maybe, women need to be taught how to do this and this. I said, it doesn't matter how the women need to be taught if once they're taught, the men are still not there. Okay? You can get teaching all day how to be a great wife, how to be a great woman. But if there's no man there for you to practice your teaching on, it's still not going to work. So I said, wait a minute, this don't make no sense. Y'all, Sunday, I got so frustrated because our church is so full of physically pretty women who want to be married, who love God. Some are divorced, some have never been married and want to be married. They don't have this attitude, like I told you, I don't need no man. Y'all, we don't even have that going on. They want a good Christian man that loves God and that will love them. They don't even have to make all this money and all this stuff. So my men, if y'all are still thinking that most women just want you with 6 figures, you got to be this tall to have, y'all brothers, this is white, black, Hispanic, Chinese, whatever your race is. A lot of women, y'all, don't even care about that no more. They don't care about that no more. They want you to love God and love them. You don't have to be even, look like Brad Pitt or my baby daddy was, I was hoping, Idris Elba. Now, I'm married, so don't tell my husband I said that, okay? But anyway, or Morris Chestnut. Now, that's who I would have chosen, But he don't have to look like that. Just a good old country, or if you're up in the upper states, just a good man that loves God and loves you. If you got kids, one that loves your kids, that are trustworthy. I don't care if the man just got out of prison, if he's learned his lesson and, did some things he's not proud of, that has completely been changed by the power and the message of God. So men, I want to know, where are you at? I need y'all to show up because there are some beautiful, single, saved women that are needing you, that are looking for you, waiting to be found. I don't know where y'all are, but it show up. Show up, say, hey, I'm here. I'm single. I love God. If you've been looking for a beautiful, safe woman, even if, y'all, it could be in a different state. I don't know how people are meeting people because I've been married for so long. I don't even know how people meet anymore, but except for online. But we got to have the single men who want to find a good woman and the single women who need to find a good man. Y'all got to connect. Y'all got to connect some way. Y'all got to, I don't know how. If you got an answer, let me know. But I'm a married woman, but it bothers me because I'm surrounded by so many good single women who want to be married. And I'm like, what is going on here? I got family members, educated, beautiful women that want to be married. And I don't know where the men are. So, hey, if y'all know, let me know. Because single men and single women, come on. Divorced, whatever your situation, never been married, whatever your situation is, y'all got to link up. Y'all got to connect some way.
What I find interesting about this is if her sisters had the same mindset at 21, 23, 25, 27, would they be married? Yeah, they would. Okay, they would. Because they're pretty much describing every guy. Okay, any guy that has a pulse, gainfully employed, yeah, you're good to go. You're good to go. It doesn't matter what you look like, your race, nationality, don't matter. Seems like her sisters have hit the wall. No prospects, chronically single, no men in sight. This is a bad time to hit the wall, right? This is a bad time to hit the wall in today's economy when it comes to the single data market specifically, okay? You have more and more men checking out when it comes to dating, more men protecting their peace, saying no, travel, okay, work overtime, go to the gym, hang out with family and friends, so on and so forth. They rather have more stock in their interests and hobbies than a modern woman. So I don't know what to tell her. I don't know what to tell her when it comes to her sisters. Buckle up. It might be a rough ride.
So what's your sign?
So I'm looking for someone who's also financially stable and not has to work a 9 to 5 every day to live their life.
You have to have at least 3 cars under your name. Your second car has to have 8 seats because I have 3 kids. Oh, I want them to be comfortable whenever we go with you on a trip or something. You want me to come with you? I'm gonna bring my kids, and you need to have enough space for my kids. So
Just my finances.
Yo, that last clip right there. Yo, that B Simone clip towards the very end.
Just my finances.
But going back to the clip here, yeah, I could imagine men dating now, over the age of 30. It's probably like a job interview, right? Talking to some of these modern women, chronically single, they got some stuff going on, couple kids, been divorced, whole bunch of trauma. They're probably reading the same script, right? They're going down a checklist of things to check off to try to disqualify you. So yeah, I would say that it's probably more like a job interview than anything else.
I'll be 32 soon and I am still single. And I just kind of want to sit with how I'm feeling about it and talk through it, because overall I am pissed and I'm sad that I have not found my person yet. I'm sad that I'm spending another milestone without him, and what I'm also realizing is that each birthday as I get older means that more people who are around me are getting married, engaged, having kids, and so I'm feeling my singleness more now than I was when I was 30. Like now some of my friends have kids, a lot more of my friends are in serious relationships, like probably going to get engaged soon, and so now is when I'm starting to feel like behind. I've seen some stories on TikTok that's like, oh, it's worth the wait. I found my man when I was 40, 50, 60. And while that is all very well and good, and I'm sure I'll still be happy to find my person then, I really hope I find him sooner than that. When I pictured my life at 32, I thought I was going to be still living in New York in a really high-paying job with the husband of my dreams, who we were both obsessed with each other. And for the most part, all of my friends around me were also in relationships, and we were like kind of doing things at the same time. And as much as I know my timeline is going to be my own, it does kind of matter, right? With those around me, like I would love to be wedding planning the same time as my best friends. I would love to have kids at around the same time as them. I would love it if we could do those milestones together, because for the most part, we've done everything else together. It also sucks trying to just be happy for those around me all the time, for every wedding invitation I get, for every bachelorette party, for every pregnancy announcement, having to just be solely happy for everyone, well, without letting myself really kind of feel how I've been feeling. And so this 32nd birthday, I want to allow myself to just feel all the feelings and then process them and move on. I think DC is a good choice. I'm very happy I moved here. I think it's going to be incredible for me. And I really do think I am going to find my person this year, so that this will be my last single birthday. But I'm just allowing myself to feel a little bit sad this year.
Not only is TikTok a digital diary for a lot of these model women, but it kind of reminds me of America's Funniest Home Videos. You guys remember that show back in the day? I think it still goes on today. It still airs, but it's just blooper after blooper, fail after fail, when it comes to them not being able to attract a man. Because it seems like damn near every week she's making the same video as to why she can't attract a man. She can't keep a man. Date doesn't work out. She's tried speed dating. I think she wanted to freeze her eggs at some point in time. So, hey, I think she represents the average model woman. Okay, the woman that's either in denial as to her being chronically single, okay, no man in sight, or they're trying, but they just can't find a man.
You know it's bad when the highlight of the date was the waiter warning you that the bread costs extra. Y'all been asking for bad date stories from a guy's perspective, so I'm gonna make a series. Okay, so I matched with this girl on Hinge, gorgeous. Like, I spent an extra 10 minutes shaving my neck, kind of gorgeous. We made plans for dinner at this restaurant that she picked, which now I realize was my first mistake. Never trust someone who says I'm not like other girls and means it in a threatening way.
Yeah, that should have been your first red flag. First red flag.
I get there early because I respect punctuality and I needed a minute to mentally prepare. She walks in, she's even hotter in person, but the vibe is immediately off. She says hi, sits down, and before I can even finish saying, "How was your day?" she goes, "So just to be clear, I'm not looking for anything serious unless you're a Libra with a therapist and a passport." Huh? I laughed and tried to match her energy and said, "I'm a Capricorn with a passport and trauma that I've given cute nicknames to. That counts, right?" She blank stared at me and immediately looked away.
Walk away, just walk away. Hopefully that's what he's gonna say here next. Because based on the information that we know so far, she's highly entitled, disrespectful, rude, selfish, and she has no personality, and she's not funny, right? I mean, the list goes on and on and on here.
We order drinks. She gets a $28 cocktail that comes in a cloud of smoke like it's auditioning for Coachella. I couldn't recognize anything on the menu, so I asked the waiter for suggestions. That's when he told me the whole restaurant was plant-based. No hate, no shade, but like, I was hungry. I asked the waiter for water and bread. The waiter says, "We charge for water and the bread basket is $9. Before I can say anything, she goes, "He'll get it, and we'll have one of everything on the menu."
I beg your pardon?
Ma'am, I just met you. The bread comes, 3 little slices, and a spoonful of olive oil. Only thing I'm actually looking forward to, she takes all the bread. All of it. I'm sitting there breadless like a peasant in a romance novel. Then she tells me she's in between jobs, which apparently means she's a full-time astrology content creator. She pulls out her phone and says, "Wait, let me run your birth chart. Do you know your birth time?" I said, around 2 p.m. She looks at me like I just told her I run a dogfighting ring. "You don't know your exact birth time?" Honestly, I barely know my blood type. Then, I swear to God, she says, "Your Mars is in Cancer. That explains why your masculine energy feels so emotionally unstable." What do you even say to that? Like, I'm sorry for the planets? I don't know. The bill comes, I reach for it because I'm still trying to be a gentleman despite being like spiritually assaulted. She looks at the total, raises her eyebrows and goes, "Wow, that's what I get for ordering a second drink." Yes it is. I pay, she doesn't say thank you. She hugs me like I'm her cousin at a funeral and says, "Let's definitely hang out again once Mercury's out of retrograde." Anyways, I blocked her, I went home, and I ordered a real bread basket from Olive Garden. And if I remember correctly, she Venmo requested me for her parking.
Insane. Absolutely insane. This is what's out here, guys. In the single dating market, it's nothing but piss out here. Corona piss in the single dating market. I will give him some pushback here. You should have walked away the moment you saw that red flag. Don't ignore the signs. The signs are always there, guys. Regardless of how good she looks, walk away. If a woman can only offer you the box, she ain't got nothing to offer you at all, right? There has to be more there than just a physical appearance, right? Because as we know, that means absolutely nothing nowadays, right? If she doesn't have good character, you know, the right values, you guys connect morally, you know, your moral compass, so on and so forth. Yeah, if those things are not aligned, then nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. And it seems like this particular woman here is just solely relying on her looks based on how she looks externally. Meanwhile, internally, doesn't seem like she has anything going on. But hey, let me know what you guys think about this one. Give me some feedback, and until next time.